Maybe someone tells me a story, I have that feeling that there's something special, and it takes me 10 years to make it. And that's always a good test. Yeah, I think it's absolutely right that there is a documentary category. I think everyone knows that a lot of the kind of TV shows and streamers and, documentaries are one of the biggest selling points. People watch a lot of documentaries, they watch a lot of series. If you watch series, you're as likely to watch non-fiction as you will watch fiction, because some of the greatest stories have been told in the documentary genre. So I think it's absolutely right. I'm really happy that there is a documentary series category, and I'm very proud to be a part of the very first year of it. Absolutely. I would say, as a director who has made fiction, non-fiction, short films, long films, series, feature films, I enjoy the idea of doing a bit of everything, because I think first and foremost I'm a director and my job is to tell stories. And so if you have a story and an idea, that comes first, then the format. So the work behind making a series or a feature film, budgets play a part, obviously. If you're doing a documentary, generally my experience is the crew is smaller than when you're doing a narrative film. You can be on set with 300-400 people on a narrative if you're doing a feature film. And the time period is different. I think what's interesting for me, my own experience of fiction and non-fiction, is that the budgets may be smaller with documentary, but I feel like you have a bit more creative control. Less people telling you what to do, or less notes. That changes. If you do studio films and studio series are the same. But generally, there's a bit more creative freedom, I find, in the documentary space than when you're making a fiction film. But with documentaries and dramas, everything's changing. It changes every few years, and the process is becoming much more similar now between the two genres, and the people who are financing it often around the world are now the same few people. So that's changing the way the process works. To when I started out, you had very much independent cinema and you had studio films, and there was a big gap. Now the gap is much smaller, I would say. For me, generally, I look for a story that grabs me emotionally here, and it's an instinctive thing. It's really hard to explain. I can read lots of books or read lots of articles, or people say, I've got this great idea, and I generally would just say, what is it? Tell me the idea. And they go, you've got to read this book, and it'll be like a 700-page book. And I go, well, that's great. Just tell me what it's about. And I have to say that first impression moment is everything. The first time someone tells me a story or I hear about it, something happens where I go, I love that. I think that's amazing. I could do something with that. Because my brain starts kind of straight away whizzing, going, okay, I can see how we could do that. Someone else will tell me a story and I'll go, I felt nothing. And that first impression often plays a big part. Now, it may be someone tells me a story, I have that feeling that there's something special, and it takes me 10 years to make it. And that's always a good test. If someone tells you a story, you hear about an idea, and 20 years later, you're still like, I want to make that. One day I'm going to do that. I think that's going to make. Now, that's happened to me in drama and in non-fiction. So I suppose that's what I would say. It's just like that gut feeling, that instinctive feeling of what grabs me. Then my job is to find a way to tell the story to make it grab you and everyone else. As you work on it, you want a character or a story that has a lot of layers. So you have a person, you have tension, you have drama, maybe someone died, maybe something awful has happened. So you need dramatic kind of stories. Then the location, what are they fighting about? What is the antagonist? So all of the classic tools of storytelling. And then you figure out, how do I visually tell this? I like films that are visually interesting and cinematic because I'm watching it. I'm interested in complicated characters and complicated situations, because that's your job as a storyteller, is to then unravel these people and to somehow emotionally engage with the audience. You want to hit an audience somewhere here. That's what I would say. I started off making short films with my friends, and I think making short films, make something. It can be a 3-minute film or 1-minute film. It can be 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I think the idea, you don't have to start off making a feature film. And I would say, for me, it all comes from practice. You just have to keep making films. You keep doing it. So I would always say to my friends, every summer, make a film. Just go off and shoot something. Even if you make it up on the day, come up with an idea, shoot it, edit it, put it out there somehow. The really important thing is to complete it. Go through the whole process of having an idea, shooting it, editing it, and then you put it out there, try and get into a film festival, and then you make another one, and another one, and another one, and hopefully you enjoy it. It should be fun. Filmmaking is fun. You know, if you enjoy it, you will want to just do it. And if you're lucky, you get to my age and you think, I've never had a job, right? I make movies, I make films, I make series, but for me, this is still my hobby. And then you're just like, it's the best job in the world.